start of this one, we're going to do a little bit different. I'm going to quickly run through a few PC settings and things. One of the boys was asking about it, and he's still running the filters the old way, so it's I bet the way I have a little tweak in performance. So the first one that we're going to do is the control panel, the NVIDIA control panel, and you're going to want to make sure that the use advanced 3D settings is turned on. Right at that toggle. Then come to 3D, manage 3D settings, and basically you just want to copy this. Now I'm recording this at the same time, so in the recording now I'm going to blow this up to make it look a bit cleaner, and then put that on YouTube so it can be found for later. Essentially, just pretty much the settings that you want to be running at. Right now, these are global settings, so this will affect everything that your PC is looking at and doing. Right, and then in program settings itself, you'll be selecting the game itself. So generally, you can select it from the pop down, but if you can't find it in the pop down, you just got to add, and then browse and locate wherever you have the executable. Like I have all mine in all my COD and its own driver. So go in the driver, go into whichever one you're selecting, the warzone, go in here, select the executable, and you can do it for both. You don't have to, but you can. I just have it done for the main executable, and just it comes up as the Modern Warfare 2, the one with the warzone with the black icon in the background. Pretty much the same thing. A lot of it is use global settings. Apart from for latency input, I have it set to ultra. Now that I'm still testing that, and then I have the rendering specifically set to the card itself. Texture filtering, I can't even pronounce that word, so I'm not even gonna bother trying. But it's the first texture filter setting. We'll hit it on. Quality, I have it on performance. Again, still testing that. Someone has say instead of having it on performance, have it on high quality or quality. For this go around, I'm actually gonna put it to high quality. Right. Texture filtering, trilinear optimization on, and the rest is still going to be on your global settings. Let this flicker. And you see this device says developer here. That probably won't be shown on yours, so you have to come up to desktop and enable developer settings. Go into developer and allow access GPU performance coring to all users. Once you have that set, you're going to go to just desktop coloring. Right? And make sure you have your main game screen selected, not the capture card. Have all channels selected, your brightness and contrast at 55, your gamma to 1.19, and your digital vibrancy to 75%. Right? Just color. Just have it. Make sure set the NVIDIA, then use NVIDIA settings, and come to advanced dynamic range. Put it to full. Usually be unlimited. And video images, there's nothing in there. Right? So that's basically the full of the NVIDIA control panel. You're not touching anything else in here. Like you don't have to worry about multiple display or any of that crack, unless you're not sure. Like if your monitor, for example, is not a 60 hertz monitor, say you have a 144 or 250. Best way to do it. Now I'm on Windows 11, so this looks a bit different. But on Windows 11, Windows 10, you come into display settings here, right? On Windows 11, click show more options and display settings. You can just do display settings. Pops up like this. You have to do them up. You want to come down to advanced display. Make sure it's on your right screen, not the capture card, and then make sure that this is set to your highest hertz. Right? And you can see the way like you'll have 60, 100, whatever. If you have a 240 or any higher, it'll be here, so you set it to that. Right. So this will probably skip around a little bit here now when I load the game because I need a better CPU. Oh, what do you mean update? That was quick. Like in the recording now, I'll cut this piece out. Just to shorten down the recording a little bit. I don't want to show the mirrored effect part, but like I'm still using NVIDIA filters, right? But that's my game with the filters turned off. That's how it looks with the filters, but all filters turned off, right? It's still clear, but to me it's a little fuzzy. Now that could be just because of my screen. I don't know. To me, that's that little bit fuzzy still. So I either have the one filter turned on, just literally just details, and that's my detail settings. And so sharpness 60%, clarity is 98%, HDR toning is 35%, and bloom is completely off. Right, that's literally just them. That's it. There's no other filter in it. That filter alone only impacts your frames by maybe 3. You might lose 3 frames per second with it, maybe. And as regards to graphics, I used to run full screen borderless. Lots of lads tell you to run full screen because of input lag. I personally I don't see much of a difference. Other than that, it's just all the normal stuff. Like I want to get my brightness turned up to 52% because of that one filter. Reflex latency enabled plus boosted. So as I say, just enabled. It's your own thing. Like you'll have to test it out. Some lads will gain 2 or 3 frames by just having enabled turned on. Other lads gain the 2 or 3 frames by having enabled plus boosted on. Quality graphics. So far, these are the best settings that I can find. Streaming quality is low. Texture resolution is normal. Texture filtering is normal. Particle quality high. It does give you the best frames. I like my impact, spray impact. I like to be able to see just the impact of it, basically. Dismemberment and gore I have turned on because I like the look of it. Now I don't have a great card, but I have found through messing around with things to DirectX ray tracing turned on, I'm actually gaining between 5 to 10 frames in areas. When I have it turned off, I'm not, obviously. And if I have it turned off and anti-aliasing left on 8 or turned all the way off, if I turn that all the way off, I'm actually losing frames. And it's probably just my PC, so this is where you're going to have to do a little bit of testing yourself. Just for your own frames and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. It's just basic settings. There's not really much else in it that I can find. But again, I don't have a top end PC. It's more mid range, to be quite honest. But as out there now with a better PC, be able to run other stuff on high where I can't. And cache spot shadows, you want them on. You gain frames by having them on. You won't lose any performance by turning them on. You will lose performance by turning them off. And say everything else is just basic. Like most lads should have it on now. Like motion blur, a weapon blur should be turned off. Obviously, depth of field turned off. Filmic strength and film grain all the way down. On-demand textures off. And as I say, I've a low end, well, not a low end, but a mid end PC, so that's the best settings that I have found so far. It's just those two things that I'm still testing in the control panel to whether they'll give me a boost in frames at all, or if they'll hurt the PC, or gameplay, should I say. And as regards right now for the OBS setting, right, when you have your main display selected, like your actual game display selected, go into properties on it, right? You'll get a little window open, it'll come up device by having a Gallo game capture card. It'll say deactivate, configure video, configure crossbar, and then it'll say custom resolution and all of that. I'll tell you what, it might let me pull that up. No, it won't. No, it won't. Yeah. So, properties. When you have that up, I have mine set to. See, I'd like to be able to show you. Right, so yeah, see on the proof. So it's just that. This is all mirrored. Oh yeah, pull that in the middle. Once so bad. When this comes up, as you can see, I have a set custom resolution, frames per second type, custom resolution is what I have it. Highest frames, any video format, color spec 601. The 709 is actually the limited one. 601 the full range of color full. Now I do have buffering enabled the delay, but that's all. The rest of it's your own setup, right? Go to bigger video, and when you do that, you'll get this little window pop up. Right? You want to make sure that you have it on your HDR, HDMI color range, and not standard. Have your profile on HD 110 if that's what you're running on. If you're running on 720 or whatever, you go for the HD 720, right? Don't leave it on standard because it makes everything look blurry and blotchy. You can't read the writing or anything correct like that. And allow 60 frames. Now I have my saturation turned up a little bit just to give a little bit of an extra pop to colors and stuff like that. Now, maybe it looks right, maybe it doesn't. That's again personal preference. But the other settings will make the game look clearer, make your stream look better overall. That is pretty much it. Why is my camera off? Off? Right. That's pretty much it. Like, that's just standard settings to a degree. I think they help. The control panel settings help with your FPS. The filtering just helps with the look and a little bit of sharpness in clarity when you're in game. That is pretty much it. So I hope it helps. But if it does help, let me know. If it doesn't help, or if it makes your system worse, let me know too. Just a little bit of feedback, nice to know.